Hi everyone. I added in this addition intro to this reading to clarify. The original visual version had some serious interference with it. Fortunately, of every recording, I do a backup ASMR podcast style recording to accompany the visual just in case I ever have technical difficulties. So, I hope you enjoy the reading. If it sounds like a visual reading, that's because it was formatted to be so. It's still just as valuable. And if I can manage to get some short form versions of the reading in video with other side messages, I will release those later down the road. Otherwise, thank you so much for your patience, understanding, and enjoy your reading. It was a really good one. Thanks, y'all. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, collective. My name is Ellie. I am with Herbcraft by Ellie Apothecary, here with another timeless tarot reading. I'm going to ring my bell to cleanse and clear the energy in 3, 2, 1. I'd like to know, what is your divine inspiration? What do you dream about taking action on? Let's find out. This is a timeless tarot reading. I already pulled the Hermit card and the Eight of Pentacles in the pre-shuffle. I just saw the King of Swords and Nine of Cups. So for some of you, you would like to take inspired action on higher levels of communication. Yes, definitely mastering this. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. This is going to be a 3-part message. We're going to start with everybody who doesn't have a lot of time. Join us for this intro. Second part of the reading, we'll go a little bit deeper. We'll use my Herb Crafter's decks. And then the very last part of this reading will be for those that are looking for higher love or divine love. So if you don't want to stick through and have the love reading, you don't have to. But if you want to, stick around. I'm going to pull oracles in between. This is the Cosmic Tarot right here. And for those of you that wanted to see, there is the Hermit and the Eight of Pentacles. So going inward to figure out what you want to work on, your divine inspiration. And I just saw the Ace of Pentacles. I will be calling out angel numbers on the timer. I just saw 411. And also I divine with music. So any songs I call out that I'm listening to, you can find them in the Divine With Me playlist on my Spotify. Link is in my official channel page profile. The High Priestess. For some of you, this is about evolving to a higher level of spirituality. If you resonate with this, definitely stick around for the second part, because we tend to go deeper into those that are on the ascension path or already experienced on their awakening process. Okay? You're welcome to stick around if you don't resonate with that as well, of course. Six of Wands, Queen of Cups, very successful with your intuition already. For those of you, I just saw Nine of Pentacles. Some of you have already, and King of Cups, some of you have already mastered this higher level of intuition and emotional intelligence, or you are about to, and that is your wish fulfillment. So it seems like some of you, this is about your mind, and some of you, this is also about your voice and how you communicate. And for some of you, this is about your intuition and your heart. Yeah. And for you, out there who are looking for divine love or self-love. Here it is with the Ace of Cups. All aces are blessings, so claim them if you want them. Okay, that could also be about just being able to have the opportunity to fill your own cup. Perhaps you feel a little overstimulated and have been looking for the divine inspiration to have more self-care time. Okay. Let's see what else you have to say about this, Spirit. Nine of Wands, but it kind of came out backwards in the reverse. So some of you who have been following along in my readings know that we have been putting down the wounded warrior in the last 5 or 6, learning how to come out of your wounds and heal so you can take divine inspiration, divine action on what you love. And that could be also love itself. But yet again, and I just saw 8 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, communicating about equal give and take. That's also been highlighted. But in King of Wands, yeah. Taking action, being a leader in your own life, or leading others. We will do the love portion at the end. Of course, you can always hold down on the little time bar and skip ahead. Save it to your watch later. Watch it in doses. The Emperor in reverse. I saw 7:07 on the timer. My video and 7:11. My video is a couple minutes ahead the recording. So, anyways, this is about not feeling like you are in control of your domain. 722 on the timer. Spiritual mastery, spiritual community is here for you to help you align to your highest self and feel like you can embrace your legacy, your will. Okay? So for some of you, we're going to be focusing on how to ascend to a higher level within yourself and embody your higher self. Yeah. Okay, so Judgment underneath on the bottom, 10 of Wands. The last reading we did was 5 of Cups. 8:08 on the timestamp, 8:11. The last reading we were talking a little bit about divine justice and judgment. So if that is a theme, we're talking about spiritual roles here. If that is something that resonates with you, 822 on the timer. Go back to the last reading. I always link it at the end, whatever was the last one. Okay? May give you a little more confirmation or understanding on how you can proceed or what you're coming into. Okay. I think I called it something like you've already won, crossing the finish line, something. I just uploaded it the other day, so anyways, you can find it in the description box too. 8:55. Some of you feel like because you haven't nurtured yourself or been able to pay attention to your higher intuitive knowing, that you haven't been able to act on that which you love. Take action, right? Trying not to cover my mic. I'm getting better at this whole thing, believe it or not. For those of you that don't know, a lot of my older content is ASMR, so the whole video thing is a little new to me, but I think I'm doing alright. I just saw the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Yeah, for a lot of you, this is about aligning with yourself and your higher self in order to no longer be burdened by life, I'm hearing, or finding that ultimate love within yourself, stability, self-care. For a lot of you, you feel like you can't get out of taking care of everybody else, because that's where your focus has been, and it's also kind of put some of you, I'm picking up, in hermit mode. This is a lot of earth energy, by the way. Virgo rules the hermit card. Okay, so for zodiac signs aren't about specific people, but if it resonates, take it. When I talk about these things, I'm talking about the energy of the sign, okay? And we all have every sign in our chart. Speaking of, the moon is in Libra. We just had the full moon in Libra. So look to the parts of your chart that you have Libra to gain more context of how this message may be personally affecting you. I'm also an astrologer, and yes, I can read your chart or pull cards for you or do a psychic mediumship reading for you. Just let me know, email me. Nine of Pentacles. Some of you are really wanting to be more independent and pull away from, I'm hearing, group dynamics. Perhaps you've been so busy taking care of others that you know you could take better care of yourself here, and it's something you do want to work on. And perhaps some of you just feel like you need to get away here with the Hermit. Again, this is a lot of earth energy. This is about taking good care of yourself. For some of you, your health, because Virgo rules that. I have a disclaimer in the description box. This is not a medical reading, but that reads in the cards. Virgo rules health and day in, day out habits. Okay. So far we have the body, we have the mind, we have the heart and emotions. So for a lot of you, this is just day in, day out stuff. 11:44 on the timer that everybody deals with in some level or at some point in their life, that is very common to struggle with. It's about finding that balance within. The one thing we seem to really be missing here, with the exception of the Emperor, and I put it upright because this is the goal, right, for everyone, is to be in charge of themselves, to lead themselves. Okay, so the Nine of Wands is also a fiery card. You can see the lion for Leo. Courage, bravery, strength to overcome hardships in order to ascend, to lead your own life. A lot of people struggle with that, especially when they are constantly working or taking care of others, and that could be with family, it could be with work. Perhaps you have a lot of responsibility. Some of you are looking to get away and travel. There's the fire. Yeah, for some of you, it's about traveling and not being self-defeating. Just saw the Five of Swords. Okay, Two of Wands. Yeah, making a decision on a path forward. Hangman. For some of you, 13:11 on the timestamp, some of you need to surrender to the process if you've already set your intentions, and that'll naturally move you forward where you want to go. And some of you just need to take a pause and a break, Spirit is saying. And a lot of people say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. If you live by your limitations, you will always not be able to do that. How about I can? How about why not? How about, okay, let's see what we can do. Start changing your perspective and your life will change. That's also the Hanged Man, right? Gaining another perspective. Okay? So, I'm going to pull a card here for those of you, saw the Eight of Wands moving forward quickly. Those of you that are working on communication. Interesting, the Star. Those of you that are working on the emotions. The Empress. Wow. That's pretty cool. Woo! Hello. And those of you that are working on the physical. Okay, we got Four of Cups. So, I feel like everybody needs a little bit of spirit here. That's the one thing that's missing, is belief, is faith, is the will to take action and try and move forward. And if you think about divine inspiration, the Ace of Wands is the ultimate gift from Spirit that gives you the ability to move forward. And for some of you, travel, be a visionary, think outside the box, all of those things. Okay, so those of you that are working on the mind, this is about liberating yourself and coming into healing with the Star. Okay, this is also allowing yourself to be seen for your mind and believing in your intellect, in your ideas. For those of you that are working on your emotions and your higher knowledge, this is about nurturing things to the fullest capacity. And the Empress is the highest divine feminine in the tarot, next to, of course, the High Priestess here. And again, gender is not relevant in tarot, it's energy. Feminine, receptive, masculine, active, and then there's the neutral space, which could be referred to non-binary, agendered, whatever you want to identify with in that gray area. It's the place where we're not acting or receiving. So you could be masculine or feminine, you could be identify as a man or a woman or non-binary. Apply it how it fits. This could also be about other people, not you. Perhaps about someone you care about. It could also be past, present, or future. So take it how it resonates. We're all on different timelines. We're all different people. I think you got it, right? Yeah, cool. So for those of you working on the emotions and the psyche and also leveling up spiritually for some of you, I highly recommend you stick around for part 2. This is going to be about finding what you want to nurture, taking your heart and your feelings and first applying it to yourself inward. Perhaps some of you were a little harsh with your gifts, or you weren't believed, or you haven't trusted your intuition in the past. And in order to fulfill this prophecy of self, right, you have to embrace your divine feminine nature and trust your intuition. And this will ascend you to a higher caliber. This will bring you status within your own life. And I'm not necessarily talking about social status, but some apply to that. I'm talking about status on a spiritual level. Okay, whenever I talk about these things, we're speaking on a spiritual level. And also, the Empress is the divine counterpart to the Emperor. So for some of you, we've talked about hypermasculinity, again, regardless of gender, in a lot of my readings, 1744 on the timestamp. Okay? So this could be an imbalance of not being receptive, not caring for yourself, not focusing on planting good seeds and trusting the process, and instead just doing and doing and doing and doing, trying to control other people instead of yourself. Trigger warning, I'm a real reader, and I'm channeling, so Spirit is speaking through me here. Okay? It's okay. It's alright if it's true. How we grow is by embracing the shadow and not pretending it doesn't exist, not acting like it's a terrible part of ourselves, but by nurturing the shadow. That's how we integrate with the dark and the light, and we come into divine balance here. This is also about another person. For some of you, I'm sensing that for those, I'm getting femme specific, you want this ultimate love here, and if that applies to you too, stick around to the end, okay, for the love portion. This could also be about a toxic masculine figure in your life, which could be a father, a brother, a partner, marriage, or long-term commitment, that you thought you had this new opportunity of love with, and it made you not be able to take care of yourself because you're so busy taking care of other people who, well, the Emperor in reverse can be very controlling and abusive. Okay, so if that's your situation, definitely reach out and get some assistance and help. It is available to you. There's always a way. Speaking of divine inspiration, 1944 on the timer. Ask Spirit to give you signs and guide you out of the dark if you need it. I work with people in spiritual awakenings who are having a hard time coming out of their dark night. And there is always a way. If you can't see it now, ask for guidance and then pay attention. And it doesn't usually happen right away. And in order to get there, you have to be in this more receptive energy. When you slow down and rest, even if it's for 15 minutes, you're going to find the answers you seek. Also the Hermit. This is about finding wisdom within. Okay? So ground and center and find any moments you can to find that peace within so you can create again, okay? Now, for those of you, this is about health matters. We have here the Four of Cups, right? This is about not seeing opportunity, not seeing a gift that Spirit is offering to you typically. In this card, all four cups are lined up in front with lotus blossoms. And again, like the classic spiritual saying is, no mud, no lotus. You have to come from the depths in order to bloom at the surface. So for some of you, and again, this is not medical advice, but perhaps to get to the root of the matter of your, if this is about physical wellness or just taking physical steps towards your life, you have to go deeper into the ways that you have kept yourself stuck in the mud to find the answers you seek. And this could also be about material. It doesn't necessarily have to be about your body or taking physical steps on your inspirations. This could simply be about moving forward in life on things that you want to obtain. And Spirit will help you integrate the material and the spiritual when you find your faith, but it takes a little step. This person, as you can see, is very almost in the Five of Cups, which we had earlier, which is, you know, kind of sullen. It's like they're trying to emotionally process. They have a foundation in this card here, but this other character here is completely defeated in life, okay? So you want to get to the Six of Cups where you're able to nurture your inner child. So look at some habits that your family perhaps taught you as to where you have limited yourself with your wellness, we'll say, or your material abilities. I want to give, when I say abilities, I mean like what you can gain in life tangibly, physically, and that could be wellness with your health. I'd like to pull a card on that. Seven of Cups. So this is after the Six of Cups, okay? 2311 on the timestamp. This is, you have many options available to you. You may feel a little overwhelmed. For some of you, I'm hearing this is about picking a treatment. For those of you, this has to do with health and physical well-being. I cannot advise you on that, but I think having all the options laid out in front of you and consulting with somebody who possibly has gone through this before, has been through this process, Eight of Pentacles, doing the work, right? This is somebody who's also put in the effort. Maybe also I'm hearing for some of you, go to a new specialist, maybe doing something outside the box. For some of you, again, we have the High Priestess here. This could, then this is for everyone, this could represent a healer, alternative healing for some of you. And you don't have to do it, but if you're here watching a tarot reading, I'm willing to bet you're welcome to the possibilities. You're open-minded enough to at least consider them, and maybe going to a support group. That could also be like a support group here, a group of people who have been successful in this. And you know, in this day and age, it's important to have that local community support, that face-to-face interaction. And if you can't do that because of your health, then there are plenty of online groups available to you. And this isn't really anything new that I'm sure you've heard before, but it could be Spirit simply confirming to you that that is a way you can advance, okay? So I didn't expect this reading to be so elemental, so to speak, but it seems like we just needed to get grounded in this reading, very much visit the mundane. My shop tagline is from the mundane to the mystical. Now I'm going to pull some cosmic energy oracle to cap this part of the reading, and if you'd like to stay for the next level, please do. If you want to skip ahead to the love portion, go ahead about 20 minutes or so. The bottom card here is compassion. Embrace others' differences. Accept your own imperfections. And then the card under that is strength. Your inner strength is boundless. Unleash it. Lots of emphasis on lions, bravery, courage. We had the King of Wands earlier. And then creativity. Creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. I feel like 2552 on the timestamp. This is especially true for those of you using your mind. Okay, embrace your creativity. It may unlock your mind. So I feel like this is physical, emotional strength, compassion, emotional, physical. And for those of you that are very in the mind, remember your compassion to give others grace when they need it, and they may be able to help you with your transformation here. Transformation is the soul's evolution, which will give you and others hope. Hope is the light, and the darkness never extinguish it. Inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. For some of you, I'm hearing start a blog or start a collage book. Did anybody ever do that in like the 90s, 2000s? I'm an elder millennial, so you know. Before the internet was popular. Anyways, I used to do collage books, and I've done photography all my life. So I take random pictures and I'd cut up magazines, and it's kind of like vision blogs for the moment. You know, you can do it digitally too these days, but there's something about that textural process that grounds you and will help you transmute your emotions. I talk about that a lot in this spiritual and creative community. So I hope that helped you. If you don't want to stick around, 2727 on the timestamp. Also remember to nurture yourself. Empress energy, right? And Queen of Pentacles. Nurture others and also yourself. That's just spirit confirming the message. Okay. It'll bring you peace. That was the bottom card. All right, now, where are we going to go from here, Spirit? Where would you like to go from here? Let's see. We're going to do this a little more free flow about creative inspiration at a deeper level. Use the Herb Crafters Tarot deck. I love this deck. Highas are pages, Adelitas are knights, Madres are queens, Curanderas are kings. In case you wanted to check it out. Okay. Thank you for being here. Feel free to give the video a like if you would like. Again with, wow, Awakening Judgment on the bottom. That was on the bottom of the last deck, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so if you watched the last reading, this is for you. I feel like that's confirmation for some of you. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Three of Earth, Three of Pentacles. Okay, Earth is Pentacles, Air is Swords, Water is Cups, and Fire is Wands in this deck. And it is a Latin-based deck. 2911 on the timestamp. Four of Swords. Some of you are taking a break from collaborations. Wow, Ten of Pentacles. That's a lot of wealth and abundance. Some of you just had your harvest season, I'm hearing. So 2933 on the timestamp. Yeah, some of you worked really hard and now you're trying to promote your creations, I'm hearing. Yeah, King of Wands. Some of you are very charismatic in your community and you absolutely have it in you to get out there and show the world what you have created. Okay. Glad I could assist you on your journey. Some of you worked on this for a very long time with the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, and you are the Emperor. So the second group, you definitely do have control of your own domain. You are, some of you, you are your own boss, you're entrepreneurs, you run a company or an organization. It's not all about work here. It's about putting in the work to be successful with the Six of Wands. Yeah, we're talking 30-30 on the timestamp. We're talking to some heavy hitters, whoever you are that identifies with the King of Wands. I did say we had a lot of Leo energy coming through earlier. Welcome. Three of Cups on the bottom. Hyatt of Earth. You got a new group starting, and you've only invested a little. Six of Pentacles. You're working on this equal give and take. You have a lot to offer, and so do they, I hear. So there is another project, King of Wands, Kurundera of Fire, that you are working on. What advice can we give the kings here? Death. There's some kind of transformation, some kind of change that is coming with this project, or something you need to end in order to move forward on it. Something you might need to step away from. Yeah, move forward quickly for some of you on whatever this is. And this is a big change for you. Perhaps you don't feel like you've had enough rest, or some of you are just eager to move ahead. What do you have? The Hierophant. Interesting. Some of you, there is a higher up that has put the pressure on for you to keep moving, I'm hearing. Okay. It's not exactly what you want to do with the Three of Swords. Ace of Cups, because you want to fill your own cup here. Something about this project isn't hitting quite right for you. There's something about it that doesn't make you feel like it's exactly where you're meant to be. So for some of you, you may just not be inspired to continue. What advice can we give that group? The Hermit. Go inward yet again. Make a wise decision based on what you know is true to your soul and your path. Five of Wands. What about this Five of Wands, Spirit? Three of Swords again. Some of you are worried that, yeah, Two of Swords. Some of you are worried that by protesting this, you are going to make somebody unhappy, and it's put you at a crossroads where you don't want to continue forward. So a lot of you, without giving you my opinion, but whatever Spirit has, Spirit's saying you already are your own leader. You know what to do. All you got to do is go inward to make the right choice and come out of the stalemate. The stalemate, right? Okay. Six of Wands. You're going to be successful whatever decision you make. Yeah, Spirit's making sure you move to calmer waters here. And also they are giving you guidance. For those of you that are more spiritual, you are receiving guidance on this, so pay attention. It will lead you to success, I'm hearing. All right, so there's some inspiration for you. It's also going to bring you great balance, and you're going to get better at alchemizing situations. It's going to give you another skill, I'm hearing, to add to your tool belt, to where you can transmute any situation to your benefit, I'm hearing. Do not underestimate your own validation within your soul. That is the Hermit. Five of Swords. Someone on your team is trying to cause a lot of strife. Kurundera of Air. Someone who has a lot to offer with their ideas. They might hold a lot of weight in this project, I'm hearing. Yeah, it's someone you work with. Three of Pentacles. But they are being manipulative with their words. What does that have to do with Spirit? I don't like to tap into dark energies too often. So if it comes up, Spirit is, when I say dark, I just mean negative, karmic, etc., okay? But if it comes up, it's because Spirit knows it's valuable, it's for the highest and greatest good to talk on. So, strength. This is remembering your own strength. So, for some of you, I'm hearing that someone's trying to get you in your head, and they're very crafty with their words. Don't let that be a factor. That's more reason to go inward and also follow divine guidance instead of paying attention to what others are saying around you, especially if they don't have authority over the project. I'm hearing, because you are the Emperor and the King of Wands. You have the authority. Even though there may be a higher individual overseeing this project, I'm hearing for some of you, it's whoever runs the company or organization or is funding the project. They want things a certain way, as people typically do, but you still hold the power. Go inward and you will find it. And be strong. Don't let people get you up in your head. You probably already know this, Emperor. Yeah, Magician. You have all the elements available to you to succeed with this. Okay? You're also a great communicator yourself. And remember, Wands, courage, all that, like Leo energy, and again, you don't have to be a Leo. It's about leading with integrity and passion, okay? All right. Knight of Cups. What do you want to give your cup to? How do you want to invest going forward? What downloads have you been receiving in ways? Some of you have already received some divine inspiration. Some of you are also very intuitive, but you're not giving yourself enough credit. Meditating, going inward, and it doesn't have to be some like huge meditation event. You just have to sit there in a quiet place. Nature is great for this, right? If you can find it. And just let whatever come to you, come to you. Again, embracing the receptive feminine nature. Because some of you have already come up with good ideas and solutions to whatever this is about. And I don't want to get too specific because this is a general reading. Yeah, again, follow your divine inspirations with the Page of Wands. Because this is going to lead you to where you want to go. Okay? This is also, perhaps you had some ideas when you were younger that you can revitalize now that you have the maturity to carry them through. I just started to stutter. I don't stutter, so if you do, perhaps that's a sign. Yeah, 7 of Swords. Okay, I'm getting for some of you, you don't want to talk about your youth, which is cool. You know, we're not going to go there. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. You have good karma, okay, so whatever is in the past is in the past. But what I'm saying is pull from your divine inspiration. You may find it in the least expected ways. So that could be a place to start with your meditation. Is what is it that lit your fire in your younger years? Now, if you're still in your 20s or something, or even early 30s, strange, look to your teen years, right? Look to your early 20s, okay? A little bit of interference here. Yeah, it's, this hardship, this worry about letting other people down with the 3 of Swords here. Usually it's a broken heart or a betrayal. But for me, I feel like here, this is about you not wanting to let other people down. Okay, so perhaps look at ways that you felt like you let yourself down before in order to overcome that feeling and be able to match that confidence within yourself as within, so without, right? Okay. I hope that gave you some guidance. Is there anyone else in this group, Spirit, that you would like me to touch on? And if you have any more questions, reach out via email and book with me. Thank you. Wow, the Lovers. 8 of Swords. Hanged One. Okay, for some of you, this is about love. I was trying not to go there because we're not there yet, but some of you need a break after a heartbreak with someone that was a divine match, I'm hearing. Eight of Swords is about being stuck up in your head in a self-imposed prison, not being able to see a way out. Hangman again is about pausing. So for some of you, you just need to surrender to the process. Make a choice for yourself. The Lovers also represents that. And you'll be able to find your way out of this hardship and heartbreak. Perhaps the person that is leading the team, I'm getting this isn't for everyone, who runs the team, 4044 on the timestamp, you had some kind of relationship with, and now that could be the reason you're not inspired to move forward on it. I can't and won't give you advice on that. I could read into it in a personal reading, but for most of you, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it could have been a great friendship. Maybe it was a business partner, you know. And if that's the case, going inward will help you find clarity on what your next steps are. And some of you already know, you just need to trust the new journey here with the Fool. Okay? Let's see here. Spirit, anything else with this group? Four of Cups. Taking us back to, in the first part of this reading, we were talking about those of you that this is about health, right? Or physical moves or material gain in some way. For some of you, start a gratitude process so you can really practice, so you can really see all the blessings you already have, and then you will attract more blessings your way. And that includes good feelings, good moods, all those things, okay? Because Spirit is trying to offer you a cup of love here, a new inspiration, a new way to enjoy your life, if only you will see it. Okay. And if this isn't about work or a project for some of you, this could be about some kind of family dynamic, or it could be about a creative project. For some of you, I'm hearing it could be about a band, so some of you could be musicians. Two of Fire. Again, being at a crossroads, needing to make a choice. For some of you, trying to figure out where to travel next. You could be on the move. If you're touring with a band and you don't want to do it anymore, that could be significant for some. I'm picking up very specifically. Four of Wands. Some of you are, this is going on a slightly different track. Some of you are wanting to come into union with yourself and find a firm foundation, or you're looking to come into union with somebody else. And this is a perfect bridge to the love portion. So for those of you that this is about wanting to find your home, so to speak, perhaps you've been on the road for a long time, and it doesn't have to be a band or music or whatever. I personally have been around a lot of musicians in my life. I myself am. But Two of Cups, that confirms that some of you is very much about love. Some of you may already know who this person is, or perhaps you have someone at home waiting for you, and you're ready to just settle into life with them and follow your divine inspiration with them, I'm hearing. Remember, though, to find home outside of ourselves, we have to find it within ourselves first, okay? So you have to know what makes you feel safe and fulfilled before you can do that with another. And if you're already in relationship, then advancing in that and evolving with your partner is going to help you find that sense. 4404 on the timestamp. 444 is a very significant angel number to look up. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Think about where you've invested. The World, especially with closing cycles. I sense that you may have been here for the last few readings. And if you haven't, check them out in the playlist Divine with me or the description box. Always keep the last handful of readings in there. Okay, they'll help you. I'm hearing you're meant to be seen as one reading you may want to check out. And this is not a love reading, or is it? Check out those two readings if you haven't. This is also for some of you about being seen. Yet again, check out that reading. Okay, and for some of you, you have been seen. I'm sensing, especially with the King of Wands energy that was kind of coming through, 4455 on the timestamp. This could be about you've been seen by the world because of whatever you do. You're very successful at it. For some of you, you're very wealthy. We did have the Ten of Pentacles earlier. We just said it was harvest season in the earlier part of the reading. So for some of you, you you just want to like settle into life, and for some of you this is with a partner. Okay, now I'm going to pull one oracle card and then we will transition into the love part. So I brought out a deck I haven't used in a long time on my channel, and when I did use it we were doing ASMR. By the way, if you check out any of the ASMR readings, they are just as valuable. They're more long form, but they have accompanying blogs on the YouTube posts part of my channel, and I always share the pictures over there of the primary cards. Okay, so I'm going to pull one or two cards from this, because there are kind of two. Wow, the adventure card just flipped itself out. Okay, some of you, this is very relevant, adventure and divine inspiration, Ace of Wands, all that. This is kind of like the Ace of Wands of this deck. For some of you, travel is a big part of your life, or you want it to be. So I was going to say I'm going to pull two cards, but I guess this is Spirit saying this applies to all parties. We'll see if they still want me to pull another. So this represents the Samphire and Chrysanthemum Maritimum. Okay. And I believe I actually pulled this card almost a year ago when I started doing a lot of the readings. For those of you that don't know, I own an apothecary, hence my shop name. That's right, this book is alphabetical, which is amazing. Now, there are quite a few pages here, and I know some of you are very eager. If you want to skip ahead a couple minutes, go for it. I know some of you are eager for the love portion on page 144 and 145. If you resonate with 144, check out two readings before, which is about your ascension path, okay? Let's see here. This is an oceanic flower. Other names is glasswort, sampan, sea beans, sea asparagus, and sea fennel. And it represents adventure. And yet again with the white dove. Yeah, some of you are 144. Welcome, family. Adventure is very important to some of you. Now this only has one page, and I don't typically always read everything, but I'm feeling called. So again, utilize that, we got the picture here, so I'm just going to read from the book. Utilize that fast forward if you want, okay? This darn mic. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning just like you, okay? I am perfecting my craft here, okay? Thank you for your patience. Samphire is an edible wild plant found along coastlines across the northern hemisphere. Its briny little branchlets are wonderful pickled or simply steamed and served with fish. Some people eat young samphire raw in salads, as it leaves a spicy, salty pop and delightful texture. In the United States, they are most frequently called sea beans. In Britain and across Europe, they are usually called samphire or sea asparagus, but in all cases, they are a delight for coastal foragers. Salt marshes and estuary lands are the best place to find these plants. They grow on beaches, poking up from the sand and rocky shore, and some species can even tolerate partial submersion in salt water. When foraging, be very aware of nearby nesting shorebirds such as sandpipers and plovers, as there is a strong overlap in territory, and the birds are easily disturbed. The ocean has always held our imagination and is strongly tied to change and exploration, leading to the oracle property adventure. Never far from the sea, this salty little friend reminds us of the captivating power of the ocean and the many possibilities the world offers. A related tarot card is the Two of Wands, in which a character holds a globe in his hands as he stands above a harbor with the horizon before him. This card represents all the wonder and opportunity the world has to offer if we are willing to go out and pursue it. Divine inspiration much? We also got the Two of Wands twice. Okay, anyways. Are you stuck in a rut, seeking new challenges, or feeling stagnant? Maybe it's time to put the old behind you and strike out into something new. Thank you if you sat through that. It's just some neat little botanical wisdom. As you can see, the Hedge Witch's Field Guide. I'm a non-denominational channel. I work with all different divine over here, so you'll find some diverse content for sure. I don't think we need to look up another one. I mean, that just kind of confirmed the divine inspiration. Some of you need to travel to open things up. If you live by the beach or you were thinking of going to the beach, consider that a confirmation, synchronicity to go for it, or that this message could have more especially been for you. Now, divine love. I only read on higher love, so let's get into it. All right, this could be either you consider yourself a divine masculine or divine feminine or divine being who is in balance of both properties of feminine and masculine, okay? So you could also be somebody who is looking for a more higher quality, higher caliber love, 5133 on the timestamp, that you want to give your love to, your cup of love. Knight of Cups, look at that. And for others of you, yeah, Queen of Cups right there, too, a Queen of Cups for some of you specifically. You already know who your person is. I feel like this is a divine masculine energy coming through in the beginning. And again, you could be a feminine who is in your divine masculine, or you could be a masculine in your divine feminine. It's just whatever energy you resonate with. Seven of Swords. Some of you are worried about this being taken away from you. Strength. It's created some conflict, but you are very strong through it. Again, with that courageous energy that you have all throughout this reading. Whoever stuck with this reading all the way, this is your message. 5225 on the timestamp. You're very strong. You're very courageous. You're very bold. You're a leader. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, some of you have worked on becoming this person for a long time. And others of you, it has taken a lot of strength and courage to endure the journey towards divine love, I'm hearing. Okay, so you may or may not, it's required a big change. You may or may not resonate with already knowing who your person, when they become your person, is. And some of you might not know, but you want this kind of love. Six of Cups, you definitely want a soulmate love. And for some of you, this is a love that will bring out your inner child in the best ways. There's another reading I did. I think it was called A Passionate Love Story in the Making. It was an ASMR from last fall, I want to say. It was a really beautiful reading. Check that out. Knight of Swords, you're ready to communicate on this. I feel like a lot of you already know who your person, again, your person, the object of your desire, and object is such a terrible. Seven of Swords. Some of you have ran away from this in the past, okay? And it's no judgment, again, anything I say, but I have been picking up on a group of divine masculines that have a history, and I'm a very upfront reader, okay, I'm not judging you, but we do shadow work around here, and if you don't want that, thank you for coming. Good luck on your journey. Some of you have avoidant tendencies, and it has taken a lot of strength to find the courage to overcome these old wounds, and again, the wounded warrior has been coming up a lot, in order to pursue this kind of love. But some of you are ready to communicate and come in quickly with the truth, I'm hearing. Four of Pentacles. Perhaps some of you have kept yourself stuck or kept forward movement stuck in the past. And for some of you, I'm hearing you've been a little possessive over this person. What does Spirit have to say? Nine of Swords. That's kind of kept you in your head about it. 5444 on the timestamp. Looks like we're going into the shadow today. I don't choose what comes out, but I do set the intentions. It's for the highest and greatest good. Yeah, we're all doing the work around here with the Eight of Pentacles. Spirit's helping you out, okay? If you really want this, you're going to keep moving forward, especially those of you on the ascension path. Yeah, this is judgment for some of you. And you know, if you've been following the last few readings, you know. Spirit's watching to see what you're going to do. Are you finally going to make the move? That's one of the last couple of readings that's come up. Yeah, are you going to put your burdens down? The reading just before this one, we really went into that in the love portion. Okay? And I don't want to give anything away with it if you haven't seen it. So check out the last like 25 minutes of that reading if you only want to check out the love portion, the world. This is huge closings of cycles. Now, we already know that a lot of you are learning to come out of your wounds, to not avoid that which you actually want in life, to feel worthy of it. And this is part of the burdens that you have been putting down in order to receive this love. So that's paraphrasing a lot of the themes without giving away too much. I just saw the Ten of Swords. Also, a lot of you have been learning to trust the process and not expect betrayal because you went through some things in the past. We've talked a lot about trauma loops and how you can get caught up in your head because of things that have happened to you in the past, and how oftentimes emotional flashbacks is an experience of going through the same emotion you went through because you were triggered, but not actually experiencing it. So sometimes we project onto others what we're feeling, thinking they're doing something, like we're going to be re-victimized. And this is very important for soul warriors, spiritual warriors, those on the ascension path who have gone through the dark night, who have overcome a lot in their life. Okay? A lot of times love is one of the last things to fall into place on the journey. And that's okay. That means you took the time to get your mind right, to get your heart right with yourself, to get your security, your material right, 5717 on the timestamp. Okay? So, Spirit, what can we tell Queen of Pentacles? This is about self-care, taking really good care of yourself, nurturing yourself. Okay? And also for some of you, your divine feminine embodies this grounded, stable, beautiful energy, and you want to give to them in the same way that you feel like they could give to you. So what advice can we give this group? And I know some of you didn't like what I had to say. It's all right. I got a little interference. I don't expect to be liked. I just expect to help people. And if you don't want to be helped, you probably want to be watching a tarot reading on how to be successful with the Six of Wands. Because this is spiritual guidance and soul guidance. I read for the soul, not the ego. Okay? Tower. Okay. Big unexpected change coming your way, but it's going to be successful. So what does this have to do with guidance, Spirit? Six of Swords. You don't see it coming, but you are moving into calmer waters here. You are finding peace. And Spirit is guiding you on how to do this. You already know what to do for some of you. You just have to embrace the tower. Let the tower fall, they're saying, for some of you. Stop fighting it. Stop blocking it. The Artist. This doesn't actually show anything on this card, but the guy is so vulnerable. I talked about this in another reading. And it's the You Are Meant to Be Seen reading, actually, about in order to embrace this partnership, you have to allow yourself to be seen and to manifest from a vulnerable, open space, brand spanking new like a baby, right? This is Magician 2.0. You have everything available to you if you choose to be vulnerable, to open yourself up, to be seen by somebody that you deeply love or want to love, okay? Spirit's teaching you how to do this. You just have to be brave enough, which it seems like you are in every other aspect. Yeah, the sun, being seen. For some of you, this is a huge epiphany. This moment is a tower moment. This is confirming what you already know, that you just need to shine your light and allow this person to see you, or get comfortable with yourself to be seen by another. And some of you, you are seen by many, and you want to be known for who you really are, I'm hearing, not who people think you are. Which again has to do with the vulnerability. There's something there for you. Look into that when you go inward if you choose to do so. Yeah, Knight of Swords, for some of you, this is about communicating the way you feel. And that's going to help people see who you are. But you have to be willing to speak honestly, I'm hearing. Yeah, Six of Cups. Embrace this deep love, this connection, and think about what family means to you. That doesn't mean that you have to have children or anything, but this is like not only soulmates, but this is family. Okay? What does family mean to you? Perhaps that's a good conversation starter. I'm not saying you're like, oh, I want 5 kids and a dog and a on first meetings and talking, probably not the best conversation, right? But this could be about maybe what you wanted as a child, what you thought would be your dream life. It's a good conversation starter. Maybe you could ask the object of your desire on a date, what inspires you? Woo! Well, we have the Devil, but it's in reverse. So a lot of you have put down your wounds and are ready to have this conversation. You've already unbound yourself. You already have clarity on this, but for those that don't have clarity, Spirit, what do you have to say? Some of you are already deciding to make this move. Remember, it's one thing to talk about it, it's another to do something. Again, 4 of Swords. Some of you are just sitting on this. I don't know why. That's the 4 of Cups. That's letting opportunities pass you by. Unless Spirit's divinely guiding you to sit on this. In that case, perhaps the person that you care about isn't ready to receive you, and Spirit knows that. But if you're not, if you're being told to move forward, yeah, make an offer, Spirit says. With the Ace of Pentacles, they're also giving you something to give. Okay? This could represent this person as a gift to you. Okay? So remember, gratitude, the more... We got to remember that, especially with divine connections, higher love connections, if you are in a particular union, and I don't use specific titles because of the dogma, but if you are 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, completion of leading up to something, some of you are ready to do this. Anyways, one thing I see is a lot of people will take for granted the connection they have, because either they don't practice gratitude, and I'm not shaming anybody, I'm bringing out a place where maybe you haven't thought to look in order to embrace this, okay? This is for those of you that are being stubborn. There's no other way to put it. Some of you, it's about still being in your wounds and you're scared. Just be real, okay? Others of you, this is about... Whew, I felt that. I'm not trying to piss you off, I promise. I'm just trying to help, okay? Some of you... Just because you know somebody is a match doesn't mean they're yours. Remember to not think that you are entitled to someone, okay? And that can come around. I did pull the 4 of Pentacles earlier, which is also a card of possessiveness. You may be very protective of this potential match for those of you that know who they are, but just remember that someone is not yours until you follow through on the action and they choose to commit to you, regardless of spiritual unions. 10404 on the timestamp. 144 for sure. Just because in the case of these higher spiritual loves, something is destined, doesn't mean it's promised. Remember that. Be grateful for what you have, and remember that if you are both evolved divine beings, this person has every opportunity to choose another higher love if you do not pursue the opportunity. And if you do resonate with the active divine masculine role, or you are in a divine masculine energy, then you are the one in this spiritual connection to reach out, because they're the one to receive you. But if you do not trust them to receive you, you will not move forward. If you expect them to chase you, you are looking for something that is not divine love. and that's okay. I've given this real talk to feminines who want to be a divine feminine but are still on the journey, okay? The sooner you can acknowledge where you're at in life, the sooner you can choose how to move forward. And you have to be brave. Again, you're totally capable of this. All throughout the reading, we got Leo, courage, 7 of Wands. Okay. Some of you are putting your guard up, and I understand. Ace of Pentacles. I'd rather you be mad at me than the person of your desire, because you never came forward and then they moved on, and then you get mad at them for what? Wasn't it your choice not to move on them? And I'm only giving this tough love because whoever I've been reading on, this group of divine masculines, remember, you are divine masculines. You are totally capable of pursuing this. You just have to decide that you want it. And if you don't want it, you got to get real with yourself with that too. Okay? It doesn't mean you're not going to receive a great love. Exactly. 4 of Wands. For some of you, though, this union is really important to you. And I'm going to wrap this up soon because 8 of Swords. Yeah, some of you are in your head about it being a union. Some of you aren't comfortable with commitment, I'm hearing. And if that's the way you feel, then obviously you're still on the journey and you got to work through that stuff, because you don't want to get into something because you feel obligated. That's not a way. Yeah, King of Pentacles. Remember your stability. Remember what you have to offer yourself and others, because this king right here can totally offer protection and provide for their divine feminine. And you know what? If you choose not to be that person for this person, then that's your choice. That doesn't mean that they're going to wait around for you to decide. Okay? They're not a karmic feminine. Actually, let's read on the divine feminine real quick. I only read on spirit, whoever gives me the permission to read on. So spirit, only the divine feminines that give me permission to be reading on. The artist, again, vulnerability, 107:33 on the timestamp. They want you to be vulnerable with them. I mean, most women do, if you are dealing with a woman or a femme, okay? Yeah, put down your burdens. They're also there to nurture you. The thing about a divine feminine is they make you feel safe by nurturing you and holding space for you to be received as you are, so you can be vulnerable. But you gotta trust them. You don't have to, but obviously you want this, otherwise you would not be here. Ace of Pentacles, yeah, you want this. You want this. Okay, so again, what can we say about these, the divine masculines, that their divine feminines are giving me permission to read on? What else can we say about the divine feminine for these divine masculines? And I feel like I'm reading to those of you that want to be here, that want to pursue this, that aren't playing waiting games, because some of you are, and you need to get real with yourself. Yeah, King of Wands. They're telling you, we see you. We see your power. We see your charm. We see your charisma. We see that you're a leader of your own life. We want to be there to be your Queen of Wands. We are just as valuable as you. We are here to work our magic with you to be seen. For some of you, this is about power couples. You all are going to create something magical and out of this freaking world once you come together. So that is your divine inspiration right there for some of you. This love. And for those of you that are grateful that you know that this is 1 in a million, go get your person. Don't watch another reading. The divine have been guiding you. Follow your inspiration, or don't. Just remember, divine feminines don't wait. They have patience. They believe in divine timing, but they don't wait. If you don't act, the divine will intervene and give other possibilities to the divine feminine, because they are just as important as you are. If you are both divine beings and you're on this higher spiritual caliber, you are both favored by the divine. Which means they don't want to see their divine feminine get hurt because you refuse to be courageous and take a chance on them. Because whether you feel like you're going to be rejected or not, which is a lot of you, we talked about the value, feeling like you're valuable enough, okay? A lot of you have done the work, and you know, and again, the only way you guarantee not receiving 110 on the timestamp, beginnings, endings of cycles, okay? You just gotta go for it. I'm not gonna give a ton more on this because I feel like I'm gonna be talking in circles if I do, okay? Yeah, temperance, remember your balance. Also, again, for those of you that resonated, 11055 on the timestamp. Those of you that resonated with the Ascension Path reading at the last part, the love reading, we talked about Earth Angels. And if you are 144, this person is also an Earth Angel. They are a divine being. They are a really good soul. 11114 on the timestamp. You already know who this person is. You already know you love them. And for those of you that already know you're going to go for this, this is confirmation that this is your angel, I'm hearing. This is your angel, King of Wands. She's ready for you. So for those of you that want this, I'm so excited. One last bit of advice. What is the divine feminine advice in this other than being vulnerable? Knight of Wands, charge forward quickly. This is the positive side of the Knight of Wands, okay? So, like, take action, haste, okay? For some of you, I'm hearing she's tired of waiting. Though she hasn't been waiting, she's been holding space. But life goes on. And that's not to put you in your head. If you've been on this journey for a while, that's going to apply to you. If you're new on this journey, take your freaking time, okay? But this seems like the people I've been reading on have been on this journey for a while. Okay? I'm not telling anybody to take action before they're ready. Okay? I've been guiding y'all on these readings, so this has been a long time coming. Now, what is the divine? One last bit of advice, and then I have the past life oracle. I'm going to pull a couple cards, which may or may not give you some information on a more spiritual level as to this union or connection or your potential soulmate. Two of Swords. Follow your intuition. Also, some of you are blocking this. You're at a stalemate. 11313. Karmic cycles. Some of you have been here before with this love in another life, and you blocked it and you lost it. So that's a karmic lesson you have to overcome. Let's pull from the past life and see what they have to say about that. For those of you that this was about a past life oracle guide. I've never worked with this on YouTube, so we're breaking it in with you today, okay? For others of you, it's about making a choice, using your intuition and your discernment on following your guidance on how to move forward, okay? I just saw the arts. For some of you, you are musicians. That's a sign or synchronicity for anybody who is a musician. Egypt. For some of you, you had a past life in Egypt with this person. So some of you, and that could have been a recent times or ancient. It just said Egypt, didn't say ancient. Spirituality and religion. That could have multiple meanings. Forgiveness. 11444 on the timestamp. Some of you need to forgive yourself for your beliefs that may have blocked this in the past. Something about a past life, differences of beliefs separated you two, either caused some kind of harm or you rejected this person in the past because of spiritual beliefs or differences, or you were afraid of what other people thought. And for some of you, this has to do with Egypt. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Atlantis. Some of you are very old souls. Differences in beliefs and love life, with love life coming up. Yeah, karmic relationships. Some of you picking karmic partners over true love in the past, or some of you still being prone to that. That's a karmic cycle you can close out. All right, one last card, Spirit. Okay, then. Transportation. Chugga, 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 chugga. Make the effort, they said. Let's go. Get on the way. All right. Yeah, it's time to move forward. And if that doesn't resonate with you, then keep following our divine love readings, and perhaps we'll read on your energy. All right. I don't like to have to get so tough with y'all, okay? But I'm never going to hold back the message to appease people, all right? I'm going to give you what you need. I'm a guide. I'm a healer. I'm not here to flatter you or gas you up. I will encourage you, but I'm just not that reader that's going to, like, say everything you want to hear to get likes. No offense to people who do that. I'm sure you're very successful and you're cool with it. I personally choose not to do that, all right? This is a spiritual community, truly. I hope you'll consider subscribing. I appreciate all y'all being here, and I wish you luck on your journeys. Bye, darlings. Thanks for being here.